Hey everyone, it's Amanda again. I thought I would do a video showing you all the groceries I always have to have on hand that helped me lose the weight that I did over this last year. And so first off, I'm just going to list some of the produce that I don't have gathered out here. I always have apples on hand. It's usually Gala or Fuji apples, and then more recently discovered I really like the Pink Lady apples as well. They range from like 80 to 110 calories an apple. And I always have red seedless grapes on hand, baby carrots, and occasionally celery. So I have a lot of stuff gathered in front of me. I'm going to try to break it up in a way that's easy to go through. I'm going to start with my snacks first. So if you follow me on Instagram, and I think I've even mentioned these on the Facebook group as well, but I always have these Premier protein shakes on hand. I usually drink these like post-workout. There are 30 grams of protein and 160 calories per shake. And I like these a lot better than any of the other protein shakes that I've ever tried before. It's less powdery and it's pretty easy to drink. So, and if you've watched any of my other videos or follow my story at all, you know that ever since I started working out, about 6 months into my journey, and that puts us back in back in June, July, I started really focusing on making sure I was eating enough protein. So these just really help me get up to that mark. I kind of have a goal set for around 120 grams a day. So this just helps me get to that point. So I'm eating enough protein. Next, and these are a red food, but I absolutely love them and I always have them. I get these popcorners. This is my favorite flavor, the kettle corn, and it's 120 calories per bag. And there's also two other flavors. I also like the sea salt one. I get like a big box of the variety pack at Costco. They're just really good and easy to snack on. They also come with these like white cheddar ones. I usually don't eat these. My husband eats them. It's not that I don't like them. I just like the other flavors better. And this one's a little bit more higher in calories as well. It's 130 calories per package. Next, I always have hard-boiled eggs. I eat these a lot for snacks, or even if I'm feeling lazy, like for breakfast, I like pair this with like a English muffin or a bagel or something. I like to get these pasture-raised eggs, and I also, for the eggs that we cook at home for my breakfast sandwiches, it's the same brand, and we get those at Whole Foods. I also always have cheese sticks, and sometimes I get the light. These are not the light ones, and I think we got these at Costco as well, and they're 80 calories a stick. The light ones I think are 50. So there's not that much of a difference. I don't get too crazy in making sure I always have the light ones. I mean, it's not that much of a difference, and I really like to snack on cheese sticks, so I always have them on hand. Next, I get these Ritz toasted chips. Specifically the veggie flavored one is my favorite. I've tried another flavor. I can't even remember what it was, like sour cream and onion maybe. I like this one way better. And it's 120 calories for 28 grams. And I don't eat these like every day. It's really good paired with like a tuna packet or something. You just kind of have to watch them a little bit because there is sodium in there. Not as bad as I thought. 230 milligrams of sodium. But regardless, I really like them and paired with like a snacky kind of lunch or something. So I always have those on hand as well. And if you're in any of the new Facebook groups at all, you're already aware of the Yasso bars. And yes, I fell into that trap as well. I get these all the time. I always have Yasso bars. This one in particular, and most of them are 100 calories per bar. This is the cookies and cream one. I also really like the mint chocolate chip, the fudge brownie, the sea salt caramel, and I also just like the plain fudge one, and that one's only 80 calories. So I always have Yasso bars on hand. You can ask my husband. He complains about it all the time. Next, I guess I'll start with like the breads and stuff that I always have. So I'll make sandwiches sometimes for my lunch. And I use these like Sara Lee 45 calorie delightful, like the honey wheat flavor. And I usually just do, these are kind of smaller slices, so sometimes I'll do 2 slices for the sandwich. And I put like our air fried chicken, which I think I've shared the recipe on the Facebook group, but I make a little sandwich out of that and some light mayo, which is I think 35 calories for a tablespoon. And I usually skip the cheese on that and just do the mayo and the meat, and then I'll pair it with like baby carrots or grapes or an apple or something. So I always have the bread. And then kind of more recently in the last couple of months, I started getting these bagel thins. I had a hard time finding them like any of the stores. Like we went to Walmart to look for them specifically, and they didn't have it. And I was really disappointed. But once I was able to find them, I've been eating them all the time. So they're 110 calories, I think, per bagel. And they're delicious. And I always pair them with the Laughing Cow cheese. I usually just do 1 wedge for the bagel, and then along with that I have to put the everything bagel seasoning on it. So that just kind of goes along with that one. And you kind of have to be careful with that everything bagel seasoning because there are calories in there. It is delicious, don't get me wrong, but I do measure out a fourth a teaspoon is 5 calories. So I usually do 4 servings worth just because I really like it, and I can afford like 20 calories worth. So the next bread item I have is, I use these English muffins for my breakfast sandwiches, and they're 100 calories per English muffin. And I usually, well, my husband, I shouldn't take the credit for this, my husband usually makes these breakfast sandwiches for me. He'll cook 1 egg and like a little egg round so it fits nice and neatly on there, and he kind of scrambles it up so it's almost like getting one like through a drive-through or something. And then I put on cheese and like 1 slice of bacon. Next, I guess we'll go over like the other produce that I do have sitting out here. I always get these like mixed vegetable frozen bags. They're just really easy to cook in the microwave, and these in particular are 50 calories for 2/3 of a cup. So I'll usually do that with like either lunch or with my dinners. It's just really easy to eat. Next, I always have to have these potatoes. They're just like the little potato company, and I make these like roasted in the air fryer with garlic seasoning, and they are absolutely amazing. I think I could eat them every day. And I also will get canned green beans. We get like a big package of these at Costco as well. It's like 20 calories for, oh, that's a half a cup undrained. It's 15 for 1/3 of a cup drained. And I kind of watch these as well just because of the sodium in it. But, you know, when I'm feeling lazy and I don't want to cook something like broccoli, I'll do this because it's just easy. What next? So I guess I'll go over some of the proteins. For dinners, we usually kind of mix up the protein. I'll do like salmon, and usually in the air fryer, pork chops, and then this chicken. I get these packs of chicken at Costco, and I think what my husband said, they're $3 a pound. 110 calories for 4 ounces, and these are the boneless, skinless chicken tenderloins. These are pretty much the only chicken I eat anymore. I love them. We marinate them actually before we air fry it in this sauce, and this sauce I always have to have. And we get this at Whole Foods. It's just Noble made by the new Primal, the classic seasoning. I don't really know how to describe this seasoning except that it's amazing. It's kind of like sweet, savory kind of mixture. There's nothing really comparable that I can tell you that it tastes like, but I would definitely recommend it because it's a big game changer for me for both chicken and for salmon. We marinate both of them in this sauce, and it's so good. You won't be disappointed if you try it, I promise. Next, I always have tuna on hand. We always have like the canned tuna, and we get like a big package of these at Costco, and um, I'll mix them with some of the light mayo as well. And then I'll season it too, because I'm not a huge I'm not a huge fan of the plain tuna flavor. So I will usually do like the garlic seasoning from Flavor God, or their ranch seasoning. They both taste really good with the tuna. Um, and just as a side note, this garlic seasoning is also what I use to season those roasted potatoes in the air fryer with as well. Super good seasoning, and I recommend trying it. And then I also get these flavored tuna packets as well. The honey barbecue has quickly become my absolute favorite tuna flavor, and I'll put that on some of that Sara Lee 45 calorie bread as well. Super, super good. And they're 90 calories a pack for the honey barbecue. I also, for my breakfast sandwiches, will get this smoked Gouda cheese, and I don't think they have Hy-Vee everywhere, but this has been the my favorite one that we've tried of the Gouda cheeses around here. So we get ours at Hy-Vee, and there's 70 calories a slice, and it's really good. Works really good in a breakfast sandwich. The last little thing I have here is my coffee creamer. So I just get this powder stuff. I know a lot of people don't like the not natural stuff. I'm not really one that really cares too much about that. But I just get this because it's only 10 calories for a teaspoon. I usually do 2 per mug. So I can afford 20 calories in creamer, and I just like coffee better with cream. So I think that's about all I have. Let me just check my list here. I was also going to mention I have romaine lettuce, like a lettuce mix on hand a lot of the time as well. But yeah, I think that's about it. So these are all the things that I always have to have, and I hope it helps you make your grocery list. And I guess I'll see you guys next time.